Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. So today we are going to learn about the reactions in organic. Okay. So for the first learning outcome in the reaction of organic, so you have to know how the bond breaks and how the bond form when the reaction occur. Okay. For example, to make sure the reaction occur, okay, so there must be some bond must be breaking. For example, let's say A plus BB to produce AB plus AB. So that means we got 2AB lah. Okay, so for the reaction to occur, so you already know that. So this the bond between AA must be broken. Okay, so let's say AA broken. BB also, the bond between BB is broken. So there is no more bond. Okay, so to form AB, so that means A and B must form bond. So the bond will be formed and this bond in the reactant will be broken. Okay, so the type of bond breaking, or in chemistry we call it as cleavage. Okay, cleavage. So how to spell the cleavage? Cleavage means break. Okay, so we have to know how many types of bond breaking or bond cleavage. Okay, so let's say so there are two types of cleavage in this organic reaction. Okay, so the first one is homolytic cleavage. Another one is heterolytic cleavage. So how does a homolytic and heterolytic cleavage occur in the reaction? Okay, so now we are going to figure out. Okay, for example one. So let's say we got Cl2 exposed in UV. So we are going to produce Cl dot plus Cl dot. Okay, so how does Cl dot produce? Cl dot comes from Cl2, but we have to show the bond between Cl. So this is the bond between Cl. So in one bond, how many electrons located in one bond? So we already know that in one bond, so there are 2 electrons. In this bond that connect 2 Cl together contains 2 electrons. Okay, so you have to bear in mind, if there is UV involved in the reaction, so the reaction is homolytic cleavage. Homolytic means the bond breaks symmetrically. Okay, so the bond breaks symmetrically means if we got 2 electrons here in the bond, so let's say we got 2 electrons in the bond, so the 1 electron will be given to this Cl, So the arrow must be a single headed arrow. Okay, so another electron will be given to another Cl. Okay, the single headed electron here, the single headed arrow here represents one electron. Okay, so when these two electrons separated, meaning that one electron given to this Cl and another one electron given to another Cl, so there is no more bond that connect two Cl here. Okay, so we are going to produce Cl dot, and how many Cl we got? 2 kan? So Cl dot. Dot here means one electron. Okay, so this is the example of homolytic cleavage. So the species that produce here, ni, okay, we call this species as free radical. Okay. So let's have a look at the second example for heterolytic cleavage. If homolytic cleavage, the bond breaks symmetrically. So for heterolytic cleavage, so the bond breaks unsymmetrically. Unsymmetrically means tak symmetry lah. Okay. So for example, if we got HCl, we already know that if HCl, if the bond between HCl is broken, so we are going to produce H plus and Cl minus. Okay, so this is what we call heterolytic cleavage. How do we show the bond breaking for this example? Okay, so here's Cl. We are going to show the bond. Okay, so we have to draw the arrow. As we know, in this bond, we got two electrons. Okay, in this bond, we got two electrons. If homolytic cleavage, electrons are separated, means one electron given to each atom. Okay, but for heterolytic cleavage, vice versa lah, sebaliknya, meaning that these two electrons will be given to more electronegative atom. Between H and Cl, Cl is more electron negative, so it has higher tendency to attract electron towards it. Okay, so if these two electrons given to Cl, so you can see the difference between arrow in heterolytic cleavage and homolytic cleavage. So if you can see the arrow for heterolytic cleavage, okay, so we have to draw like this. Double-headed arrow means two electrons are transferred. If two electrons given to Cl, we are going to produce Cl minus. Ada tak Cl dot? Tak adalah, sebab dot tu kalau satu elektron. Ni dua elektron dia bagi pada Cl, jadi Cl minus. Otherwise, for H actually losing two electrons yang dikongsi dengan Cl tadi. Bila dia dah hilang elektron, dia akan jadi charge apa? H plus. Okay. So this is what we call ni spesies yang terhasil, nama dia cation. Spesies yang terhasil kat sini nama dia anion. Okay. Tu beza di antara homolytic dengan heterolytic cleavage. But for this time, Okay, just bear in mind, if the reaction occur involving UV, for example, okay, if the reaction involve UV, so we can conclude that the reaction is homolytic cleavage. Okay, homolytic cleavage. So I'm going to show the example how to answer this question that I'm going to give you after this. Okay, so the question is quite simple. You only have to show the arrow and draw the product lah, the species. Okay, so these 2Cl involving UV, so we know it is homolytic cleavage. So in this bond between 2Cl here contains 2 electrons. So when homolytic cleavage, so the bond is breaking symmetrically, meaning that one electron given to Cl. The arrow must be a single-headed arrow. Okay. Okay, awak lukis guna pensel lagi cantik kot. Single-headed arrow bagi kat Cl. Another one electron is given to another Cl. Pastikan awak lukis lagi cantik daripada saya lukis. Okay. So we are going to produce ni satu elektron bagi kat Cl, dia akan jadi Cl dot plus satu elektron lagi bagi pada Cl, dia akan jadi Cl dot S. Okay. So show arrow, awak dah tunjuk arrow, and write product, awak dah write the product form. State the type of cleavage. So the type of cleavage is homolytic cleavage. So what is the intermediates produced? Intermediates ni lah produk yang awak hasilkan ni. So apa nama spesies ni? Ni nama dia free radical. Okay, so the same example with the Br. So you have to draw an arrow. So UV ada, maksudnya dia homolytic. Symmetry, maksudnya satu elektron bagi pada Br. Dan nak mula arrow ni, pastikan di tengah-tengah tau. Jangan ambil ke tepi-tepi. Okay, mesti mula di tengah-tengah. So awak akan dapat Br dot plus Br dot. So awak dah tunjuk arrow soalan satu. State the type of cleavage. Also homolytic cleavage. What is intermediate? Intermediate product awak ni, awak dapat apa? Free radical. Okay. So for next example, this one lah. HCl. That you already know how to answer this question. Okay. So there is no UV here. Meaning that the reaction is boleh terus letak dah type of cleavage dia apa? Heterolytic cleavage. So show the arrow. So you have to show the arrow. When heterolytic cleavage, the bond is breaking unsymmetrically, meaning that these two electrons in the bond, both of electron will be given to Cl. Dan arrow mesti dua kepala macam ni. Okay. Yang ni satu kepala je kan, homolytic. Yang ni mesti dua kepala, double headed arrow. So Cl will be receiving 2 electrons. Dia tak boleh jadi Cl dot. Dia akan jadi Cl minus. Dan H losing electron, dia hilang, dia bagi pada Cl. So dia akan jadi H plus. Okay. So apa intermediate ni? Intermediate dia apa? Ni nama dia adalah cation. Ni nama dia adalah anion. Okay. Yang soalan seterusnya kat bawah ni, okay, dia ada tricky sikit. Maksudnya you have to identify which bond will be broken. For example, let's say okay, UV. So kita dah tahu dah kat type of cleavage dia adalah homolytic. Intermediate pun awak dah boleh tahu sebenarnya. Dia adalah free radical sebab ada dot. Tapi dot tu di mana? Okay, the dot is located at this carbon. Label carbon ni. Tanda pangkal carbon. Okay. Dan apa yang awak nak, ikatan mana yang awak nak putus? Ni banyak student salah faham. Okey, boleh tak saya putus ikatan ni? Tak boleh. Boleh tak saya putus ikatan ni? Tak boleh sebab ni ada lagi kat atas ni. Tengok sebelum dan selepas. Boleh tak ikatan ni? Tak ada sebab ada. So ikatan mana yang putus? Ikatan yang diputuskan adalah di sini. Bila awak tahu kat mana nak putus, senanglah awak nak putuskan. Kalau tak, awak main teka je putus kat mana, betul? Okay, jadi ni adalah homolytic cleavage, meaning that the arrow must be shown symmetrically broken bond. So ada 2 elektron dalam ni, satu elektron bagi pada H. Okay, so satu lagi bagi siapa? Bagi pada C. Okay, sebab apa saya tak bagi dekat jiran dia? Tak boleh lah sebab yang putusnya dia C dengan H ni. So jiran-jiran tetangga dia tak terlibat. Okay, setengah student dia bagi putus bagi kat orang lain. Tak. Kalau awak nak potong tangan awak, mesti tangan awak lah yang potong tangan orang lain. Okay, so ni dapat C dot. Satu lagi apa dot yang awak dapat? Cuba get, teka. H dot. So free radical. Okay, ni pun sama. Contoh soalan ni. Kat mana awak nak putus? So ni sebab dia CH3, bolehlah putus kat mana-mana. So saya rasa dia putus kat sini. So tunjuklah ikatan dia putus kat situ. Okay, ni soalan seterusnya dia cakap Z positif. Kalau Z positif, ni adalah heterolitik. Awak dah tahu intermediate dia apa, anion dengan cation. So ikatan mana yang putus? Dia tak mungkin putus dekat ni sebab bukan dia pisahkan CH3. Ni pun tak mungkin, ni pun tak mungkin. Dia pisahkan apa? Z. Maksudnya ikatan ni yang diputuskan. Dia adalah heterolytic cleavage. So bila heterolytic cleavage, you have to give 2 electron in the bond to 1 atoms only. Atom mana yang dia nak bagi? Ni ikatan ni nak putus 2 elektron ni bagi pada Z ke bagi pada C? Kalau bagi pada Z, awak akan dapat Z negatif sebab dia terima elektron. Tapi sekarang ni awak dapat Z positif. Maksudnya dia bukan bagi pada Z, dia bagi pada C. Tunjuk arrow. Dia bagi pada C. Double headed arrow. Boleh tak dia bagi pada H? Tak adalah, tak ada kena-mengena dengan H. Dia antara C dengan Z je. Okay, so Z plus dia dah lukiskan untuk awak di sini. So apa yang perlu buat? Copy and paste. Copy H. Ni adalah kemahiran awak. Copy paste kan? Kemahiran student. H 3 C CH3. Copy sebiji-sebiji, yang tinggal satu pun kecuali yang dah putus ni dah. Z dah tak ada kat dia. So dia bagi elektron. Jadi C minus. Okay. Selamat menjawab soalan.